Hi, everyone. So excited to have you join this training. So today we will do a deep dive into using your AMA funds. Here's the agenda. So first, we'll go ahead and meet your field student recruitment manager so you can hear our voice and get to know us a bit better. Then we'll go ahead and learn what you can use funds for. Second, we'll have a better understanding of what AMA funds are available to you. Then learn how to access your funds. And then finally, next steps and available resources to help you along the way. First things first, let's meet your field student recruitment managers. I'm Meredith, and I'm leading the charge for the training today. I work with regions 2, 3, 5, and in region 1, California and Arizona only. Also on the call with me, we have Emily Farron, and she will be helping from behind the scenes for this training. Emily works with regions 4, 6, 7, and 1 with all states except California and Arizona. Emily and I are truly here to help you with anything you need throughout your time in medical school as an outreach leader and beyond. So some of you might be thinking, what do I even need funding for? That's a great question. Funding is available for you to use, and you can help you and your chapter in a variety of ways. One way is through recruitment events. By being an outreach leader, one of your primary responsibilities is to host a recruitment event. This typically aligns with your school's club day or orientation table or what other welcome event your school hosts. Funding can help plan events, activities, and recruitment campaigns to promote the importance of an AMA membership, member incentives, and benefits within the AMA. Some examples of recruitment events could be, but aren't limited to, covering catering costs for a lunch and learn, raffling off UWorld or another popular study guide to attendees. Feel free to get creative. Another way is through engagement events. These events energize, empower, and support your chapter for an education event or an opportunity to socialize with your chapter. You can organize an activity that addresses topics relevant to public health, medical education, or patient safety. And some examples of those fundings include a Pints and Policy event at a local bar to cover costs for your favorite beverage, or you can go ahead and send Grubhub gift cards for people to join an event virtually, or even raffle off a Starbucks gift card. The next is community service projects. Community service projects are a great way to use grant monies. A few examples of community service events include gathering PPE equipment for a local nursing home or homeless shelter, get your chapter together and put together homeless kits for your community, and funding can cover the cost of these kits, and then you can spend your time putting together this information to serve your community at the local level. Another reason for funding is to attend AMA national conferences. You can attend AMA's annual meeting in June, the interim meeting in November, or MAC in March to connect with your peers across the country and network with other medical professionals. The funds to attend can cover the initial meeting fees and travel costs. This is truly one of the best member benefits. And the final reason is to support your chapter's initiatives. You can continue to develop your chapter and use that funding to enhance your own professional development. Remember, these monies are here for you and for you to take advantage of them. Now, what funding is available to me? First, we have the AMA Student Grant Program. The AMA grant application allows your chapter to receive free money. Okay, I'll pause there again and say free money. Grants really help your event, community service project, or your own professional development to be as amazing as it can be. They're open and available to anyone, and we really want you to use these dollars. The AMA offers up to $1,500 in total grant funding throughout the school year as a resource to build your own strong AMA chapter and for your own professional development. You can use these funds for recruitment, engagement, or community service events. All what you have to do is apply. Again, recruitment grants revolve around any efforts to educate your M1 class and promote AMA membership. Engagement grants, they can be used for any initiative to energize, empower, or support your chapter on educational events or social events. And finally, community service grants support your local community. You do receive an additional $500 to support these efforts, which could be used for COVID relief efforts, health equity, advocacy efforts, and more. Please reach out to myself or Emily for more information. We're happy to help provide feedback on your application and think of additional ways to secure your chapter funding. Next up, we have commissions. So commissions are funds earned for each AMA chapter based on your AMA student membership recruitment. Chapters earn commission dollars based on the number of four-year student memberships achieved throughout the recruitment year. The higher the percentage of M1 class recruited for membership, the more commission dollars your chapter receives. Commissions are obtained by, again, the more members you recruit, the more money your chapter receives. It's that simple. Your chapter will receive 2 checks per the academic year, 1 check in the fall and then 1 check for the spring semester. The fall recruitment check is typically paid out to your school in January, and the spring check is paid out in the May or June timeframe. You'll receive communication throughout the year when these checks will be distributed, and make sure to check with last year's leadership or your administration for the previous year's checks. This is a great bucket of funds to use for any of your chapter's initiatives. Another bucket of money that the AMA has available are scholarships and stipends. Through the incredible work of the AMA Foundation, we offer scholarships to help with the cost of tuition and alleviate student debt. These scholarships are available to students entering the last year of medical school and available to all medical students. We'll talk more about scholarships in a bit, but this is an exceptional way to take advantage of a life-changing opportunity. And finally, the AMA has stipends available for you and members of your chapter to attend conferences. We want everyone to attend and to take advantage of traveling to these conferences. So if you need any financial assistance or if there are any roadblocks in your way, please let us know. We're happy to see what we can pull together and support your own professional development and your chapter's growth. Okay, so now how do we access these funds? Requesting an AMA grant funding is so easy. All what you need to do is apply. The application process is pretty simple and intuitive. The grant application is located on the MSOP Resource Center. The website is also available on the slide right here. I highly suggest to bookmark it, write it down, or feel free to send Emily and I a note, and we're happy to send this to you any time of day. Note, if you need any funding prior to your event, please complete the grant application at least 3 weeks prior to your activity or event date. You're also eligible to receive the grant monies after the event, and the check will be made out to your chapter. Now, let's walk through the steps on the screen to get started. So before you complete the application, determine what type of event you will hold, confirm a date for the event, and determine how much funding you will need and how it will be allocated. Please include a minimum request of $100 per grant application and a maximum of $500 per grant application. This allows you the best opportunity to receive those funds. When you're completing the application, feel free to ask Emily or I to review before you submit, or ask us any additional questions. We're happy to be a ghostwriter, or at least let us know that you're submitting the application, and we can go ahead and give the committee a heads up. Now, go ahead, review it one last time, and then press submit. Be sure to include a current or active mailing address, which could be your student activities office, home mailing address, or a way to make sure that your school receives this for accurate and timely delivery. Don't forget, the check payee must be made to the medical school or the institution. Because I'm a visual learner, here is a timeline and estimated time frame for each step throughout the grant application process. First, you're going to determine your budget about 1 to 4 weeks before you submit the application. And anytime throughout the application, feel free to ask myself or Emily to review. Then, once you submit the application, you'll receive an immediate email confirmation of receipt with a copy of your application and details on the next step. If your chapter is awarded the grant, you'll receive a grant confirmation email indicating the amount awarded along with your original grant application, and the check will be distributed about 3 to 4 weeks from the time you are notified of grant approval. Once the event is over, please let us know how it went and what you used the monies for. Submit a brief recap with photos following your activity to using the link provided on your grant approval email. Please submit this about 3 weeks after your event date. We also have a step-by-step guide available on our resource center that outlines and details these steps. This is an incredible way to receive that free money. Next, make sure to take advantage of your commission dollars. Remember, more members equal more money. Checks are made out to your chapter at the end of the fall and spring semester, so don't let these funds go to waste. It's important for all outreach leaders to calculate exactly how many M1s they should be recruiting in a single semester. This allows you to have an idea on how much money you can receive. Commission checks will be based on the percentage of M1s you recruit. You'll see on the slide right here, commissions are broken up by tiers. There are 4 tiers in this year's commission structure. The lowest tier starts at 10% commission and goes up to over 75%. Commission dollars will be awarded to the chapters based on what tier they fall in. So if you recruit 10 to 25% of your M1 class, you'll receive a 10% commission check of the total dues revenue. So let's run through a quick example with some math. So let's say you recruit 150 members of a class size of 225 M1s. Because each membership costs $68, your total dues revenue for the fall would be $10,200. That percentage of M1 class that you recruited is 66%, and that falls within tier 2. So your chapter will receive a payout of 25% commissions, which results in a check of $2,550. That is no small feat. Again, the fall deadline for commissions is November 5th. So all M1 members recruited by November 5th will be applied toward this first round of recruitment. The check will be mailed by the end of December. The spring commission deadline is April 8th. So all M1 members that are recruited by April 8th will be applied towards your second check. This check will be mailed by the end of May. If you have any questions about commissions, please let myself or Emily know. You'll receive more information as the year goes on about which tier your chapter is at, and you can always look at the MSOP dashboard for a real-time look into how many members your chapter has to date. The final way to take advantage of AMA funds is to apply for scholarships. Through the AMA Foundation, they offer the Physicians of Tomorrow Scholarship. These are fantastic scholarships that distribute up to $10,000 in tuition assistance to all medical students approaching their final year in medical school. Since 1950, the foundation has awarded over $61 million in scholarships. There are 8 scholarship categories in a variety of focus areas, including serving those unrepresented in medicine, and the AMA Foundation works to recognize a diverse cohort of medical students each year, and they even have a few regionally specific categories too. All students are eligible to apply for the Physician of Tomorrow Scholarship, regardless of their membership status. And for additional funds or ways you want to grow your chapter or your own professional development, please connect with Emily or myself. The AMA has additional stipends and funds available on a case-by-case basis. Just send us a note, say hi, let us know what you need the monies for, and we'll see what we can do for you. Now, let's go over the next steps. So what can you do right now? First, meet with your chapter leadership to determine your budget for the upcoming year. Use our recruitment action plan worksheet to help guide for what type of events you want to host, your outreach to students throughout the year, and this will help you figure out what you need to spend money on. Or maybe your school offers a bucket of funds, or can you obtain money through your state society? Connect with your school administration and determine what is available. You never know what is out there. And once you check with your school, remember to follow their guidelines and policies on how to use these funds. Check with them to make sure you can give away items on campus or see if there are any restrictions. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Then make sure you take advantage of these funds. We have these funds available for you to use, and we want them to use them. All of the funding we just went over is available to you in your chapter. Please use this, get creative, think outside the box, and remember to have fun. And then, most importantly, tell us how you plan to use these funds. We would love to hear from you and your creative ideas. This allows us to share ideas with other chapters and spread the word to create that peer sharing environment. All of the ideas that we've shared throughout this presentation have come up with and have started from you. So please let Emily and I know how you plan to use the funds. Now, here are the resources that we chatted about and where to find them. Make sure you check out the grant application, which is on our Resource Center. And again, this allows your chapter to receive free money. You can go ahead and apply for grants for either recruitment, engagement, or community service opportunities, and you can see this on our Resource Center. Additionally, on the Resource Center, we have our commission structure and commissions 101. So feel free to go check out the commissions tile, and we can go ahead and share more information about the different tiers and how your chapter can receive those funds. This website will provide a deep dive into everything you need to know. And lastly, more information about the scholarships can be found on the AMA's Foundation website. This is available to you, and feel free to check it out. And finally, here's a snapshot of some of those resources that we talked about, including step-by-step guides, where the grant application is, email templates, and more. All of these resources can be found on the Resource Center, and don't forget to bookmark this page. Again, if you need any help, please reach out to myself or Emily at any time. Our contact information is on this slide, and we truly are here to help make sure that you and your chapter are set up for success and provide you the resources and tools to kick off an amazing year. Thanks for joining.